This is the CSV approach to qualitative coding in the qdap package using the CM, that stands for code matrix family of functions, and all those functions will start with a lowercase cm underscore in front of them. Now there are three different approaches to qualitative coding in qdap. You can use this CSV approach, you can use the list transcript approach, and then you can also use the time span approach. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to use the CSV approach, and in it you'll learn how to create a CSV template, how to then code it, how to read it in, and then how to go to long format. Okay, so what we have here is RStudio. We're looking at RStudio, and we're looking at a project template that was created by new project in the qdap package, and the directory we want to focus on, we're in the root directory right now, is the CM data file, and we want to set the root directory or the working directory to there. So you can do that in a couple ways. One is you go up to more here and set as working directory, or you can do it from the command line. And we're going to be working with the data set from qdap. It's a simple transcript. And the first step you'll do is come up with your qualitative coding scheme. Shorter names probably will work better. So perhaps you're coding for some sort of types of engagement or types of questions or something multimodal, perhaps turns of talk. There's all sorts of different qualitative codes you could come up with. And you come up with them and define them and then supply them as a vector using either C, and then you can use quotation marks or just quick character vector. And there's my list of codes. And those have specific meaning to the researcher. Then you'll use the cm underscore df.temp, and that stands for code matrix data frame template. And you supply to it first the data set, that's data, right here. Then you'll supply to it the name of the column that is your dialog column, and here it happens to be state. You supply to it the codes, just the names of the codes you'll be using, and we just created them up here. And then you supply to it the file name, and I suggest you use a CSV. And what you do, then you go ahead and run that. You can see over here it created a CSV file for me. Let's go ahead and quickly view what that is. And you can see that it took our original data frame above here. It stretched every single word and broke each word apart and turned it into its own row. So you can see computer, is, fun, and it stretched out all the demographic variables. And I went ahead and created over here a matrix area with all your codes. And then right now they're all set to 0. Okay? Let's go ahead and actually view that as a CSV now. You can see the codes here. And the way it works is it works on a dummy coding system. So let's say this code DC that you have here occurred from the word not all the way to fun. Then you dummy code it as a 1, yes it occurred, or 0, no it didn't occur. Perhaps it just occurred on one word. You can also use cut and paste, maybe helpful to you. And you go ahead and you do that for every single coding column that you have. Now some of you may not like this view where the text goes down rather than across, and that's okay. If you don't like that view, what you'll use is same function, cm df temp, but you'll use set transpose equals true. I'll put that as data to CSV, and let's go ahead and look at what that looks like. And you can see here now that text goes all the way across. Our coding columns are now our row names, and you code that way. So set those to 1s because those 3 words are the DC code or whatever, and you can code that way. So you can code or view the text as a row, or you can view it as a column, whichever is more comfortable for you as a researcher. In the interest of time, I'm not going to fully code a sheet up. What I'm going to do is use this data set here that's already been coded for us. Let's go ahead and open up that and look at what it looks like. And you can see over here, these columns already have dummy codes filled in for them. Alright, let's go back into our studio, and we're going to go ahead and we've just finished coding it. We're now going to read it in, and just use the read CSV function, and you supply to it the name of the data set you're reading in. It's been dummy coded. You read it in, view the head of it if you want. See that now our dummy codes have been filled in, and you're ready to work. This is called wide format. Often though, in analysis and plotting, functions will actually want your data to be in long format. And what that means is these codes here should be stacked on top of each other, and all the rest of these columns should be stretched out to accommodate, and I'll show you what I mean by that. To do that, we use the cm df to long function. You supply to it the data set, which we just read into here, and then the names of the code variables, and that hasn't changed, it's still codes. Go ahead and run it. Let's see what it looks like, and you can see, wow, it really got stretched out now. Let's go back up to the very top and view it. You can see now code is at the beginning, and our coding column has now got stretched out for every single word. And we can see that added to it was start and end times. And now we're in a format that works well with R. This has been a tutorial on how to use the CSV approach to qualitative coding. Please see the other CM tutorials on how to work with plotting and analysis or other methods for coding your data.